Welcome to Holistic Happy Hour. Today we're talking about finding balance. And I'm Kimberly Marsh, astrologer, life and business coach. And I'm talking about the big news, which is we're moving into Libra season. And this is really my favorite time of the year. We all have our favorite seasons. Fall is mine. What marks the beginning of fall, and all of the seasons, frankly, are when the sun is in a cardinal sign. And we talked about this last week. The cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And so when the sun is in a cardinal sign and it moves to the 0 degrees mark of that sign. So this fall equinox is on this Tuesday, the 22nd of September. And that is when the sun will be at 0 degrees Libra. And now we'll see as the days slowly, turn shorter and we start to lose that light. And what's so important about this opportunity is that as we lose that light and we move into the darkness, to the darker parts of ourselves, we're able to expose what's hidden, what we're being not shown on the surface. And we're able to go deep within and really to excavate what's going on in there. As we move into Scorpio season, which happens when the sun moves in to the sign of Scorpio, that'll happen in late October until mid-November. When we move in there, that's really the time for us to do some soul stalking of ourselves, to stalk that shadow self. So now is really the time to get grounded and to find our balance. So when that season comes, we're as strong and capable as we possibly can be to move into that underworld portion of the year. Now, one of the tools that I like to use with my coaching clients, and I usually use this on the first or second session just to really find out where my client is at, is it's called a balance wheel. And it's so easy to do. You just get a piece of paper and you draw a circle on it, and then you turn it into a pie. You put pie slices in it, so you make a pie chart. And you can do anywhere between 8 and 12 different slices. And some of the topics that you'll put for each slice are maybe romance, work, career, finances, health, well-being, exercise, spirituality, whatever really is prevalent in your life. And then what you do is, once you have all the different categories, is you can take a crayon if you're feeling playful, or a marker. And I like to use a different color for each slice and just color it in. If each slice was 100%, where do you feel like you're at? Let's just talk about career. Do you feel like you're at 10% of where you want to be in your career, or do you feel like you're there 100%? And so you go through each different category and you fill it in, and it's really revealing, because you may not be aware of where your energy is focused and what's being left behind. And so this is one of the easiest ways to restore balance in your life, because it's a visual. And then what I like to do is recommend that my clients actually hang that wheel up, maybe in the bathroom, somewhere where you're going to see it every day. And then I like to come up with 2 or 3 different sentences for how you can restore balance to the areas that need the balance restored to. So for instance, let's just say that health is off. Maybe you're only at 50% of health. So what you could do is say something like, do something easy, something that you will do, something that will make a difference, not so easy that it's not going to make a difference, but something that you'll commit to and do. So it could be as simple as, I will take a walk around the block every day, or I'm going to quit eating candy or drinking sodas, or whatever it is that you have going, but make a commitment to that. And remember how important it is to restore your balance as we move into this last quarter of the year. Because as we keep moving, and you'll see as we get closer and closer to October, it feels like we're already there. I mean, this year is such a strange year. It feels like we're already there, but we're not there yet. But as we get into mid and later October, we're going to have more of those planet intensities again. And so it's really important. I just can't emphasize enough on how, we need to really take care of ourselves right now, make sure everything is in order, and that we're in the best health. And when I say health, I'm talking about mental, physical, spiritual health possible. So next up with some tips on this is Catherine.
And welcome. My name is Catherine Heimsfeld from Find Your Divine Connection. And I wanted to follow up on a lot of what Kimberly was speaking about as far as this balance wheel, and really take it deeper so that you can embody this concept. Because often if we can get an idea in our head and then we can visualize it and feel what it feels like, then we start to manifest it more fully in our day-to-day life. So let's start. Make sure you're not driving, because we're going to do a guided meditation. And just take a comfortable seat and close your eyes. Make sure you're going to be undisturbed for a few minutes. And let's take some deep cleansing breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth, and in and out. And now imagine that you're sitting in a beautiful, safe environment. It could be the beach, it could be the woods, it could be your living room, but anywhere that you feel is a safe and sacred space for yourself. And this wonderful visual that Kimberly's given us of the pie chart, let's visualize yourself sitting in the center of a circle that's created by beautiful, shimmering violet light. Violet being the highest frequency light that helps activate our highest, most aligned timeline. And in each section of this circle, we're going to imagine ourselves embodying what is going to keep us in the best state of balance in that area. So as you visualize each segment of the pie, start with romance and just take a moment to think of your most aligned romantic situation or love relationship. And if you're single, that could be with yourself, or that could be with the partner who you want to manifest. Or it could be an improved relationship with your current partner. So take a moment to imagine what that feels like and looks like. And then we move a little bit around the circle to career. And now imagine your career dreams, your career goals, and what you're working on manifesting. And whatever's out of balance there, any area that you've been struggling, just visualize that has already have happened. Imagine what it feels like when you write that book, when you make that business deal, when you attract that new client, or open that business that you've been dreaming of. Just take a moment to realize what that would feel like without any doubt or fear. And take that in. And next we move around the wheel to education, which could also be any kind of workshop or study that you're undergoing, or a skill that you want to learn. And just imagine that you already have that skill and what that looks like when you're doing that and sharing that with the world. Next, we move around to finances and abundance, and imagine what it will feel like to achieve your prosperity goals. When you're most highly aligned to the other areas, then you're going to be the most prosperous, because you're going to be connected to source and you're going to be living more fully your life purpose. So take that in. Next on the wheel, we have travel. And as hard as it is with COVID-19 right now to travel, let's just clear that and envision ourselves going somewhere we've always dreamed of. Maybe it's not going to happen tomorrow, but imagine it is happening, and see and just feel what it feels like to be there and enjoy the sights and the environment. Next, we move around to family and friends. Imagine your family, or if you're single, your community, your soul tribe, and you sharing and experiencing life at the highest vibrational level with these people. Without conflict, just enjoying, taking the time out, whether it's sharing meals, doing an activity, or just your day-to-day. Take a breath and move around the wheel, and now we're in the quadrant of health and exercise. And what does that look like when you're in balance mentally and spiritually and physically? Imagine yourself embarking on that new exercise journey, or that new meditation regime, or attending a church or spiritual group. Just imagine what that feels like. Take a breath, and we move around to spirituality. What day-to-day practices do you want to incorporate? It may be things you're doing now, and maybe you want to enhance it more or start something new. Let's just take a moment to imagine what that looks like. Or maybe you want to stop practicing your spirituality alone and you want a community. Just imagine what that looks and feels like and how excited you're going to be. when you connect more directly to source. And next, we move around to the last quadrant, self-care. And we may have already covered that, but let's think again. You know, it could be skincare, it could be hair care, it could be getting a massage once a week. It could be just taking that time to decompress and watching a funny movie, taking a bath. Just imagine that you're going to feel so amazing when you incorporate more self-care into your daily routine. So now we've got our completed circle, our pie chart with all the spheres, and we're just going to give thanks for this information being downloaded to us today, and just make a mindful note to go back to this exercise throughout your day to remind yourself of what intentionally you're trying to manifest. Thank you so much for listening. And next up, we have Carrie.
Hi, Carrie Berkey here. Thank you so much, Catherine. I'm feeling really buzzy after that exercise. I was like, she's going to say my name next. Okay, I feel really good. Thank you. So I'm Carrie Berkey. I'm the author of the Free Spirit Guidebook, and I'm an intuitive counselor. So when Kimberly said that balance, find your balance was going to be the theme, one of the decks I use personally and with my clients a lot is the Medicine Woman deck. And that has this balance card. So for you to see, and one of the messages on here that I kind of want to tie into what Kimberly and Catherine had said is, we just talked about the areas of your life and, you know, do they feel balanced? Where does maybe more energy need to go and everything? For you to think about maybe why some of those areas aren't where you want them to be. And this card kind of talks about that balance is in, like, what are you carrying? Everything, every action you do, every word you speak support something, and do you like what you're supporting? So what I mean by that is, it like resentment? Are you holding a lot of guilt? Maybe there's grudges, and those things are heavy, and so they're going to throw things to make it out of balance. And that's a good thing for you to think about, and it's easy to get caught up in there, so try not to end up adding more guilt by feeling guilty that you're carrying some of that. But it's nice for you to remember that things like forgiveness, things like love, things like kindness are light. And maybe when you lighten up some area, some energy can flow more freely there to give you that balance you're looking for. So I had wanted to mention something here that these are all my notes that I have for all of my tarot cards. And for you to really notice where you're putting your energy and, like, is that weighing you down? And if you're thinking now after doing especially that exercise with Catherine, you notice how certain things feel, and some things maybe you were already closer to that exciting feeling, and others you felt like it's a little bit further away. And now maybe you've realized that you have some forgiveness work or release some guilt, maybe some stuff from the past. First step is self-awareness. So knowing that maybe you have something to release and let go of is great. And then the next, we're going to do just a little energetic exercise. So in my book, there's a breath called Releasing Breath. So it's in this working with your breath section. And so this releasing breath is so powerful. It helps you clear your mind, feel more in control of your emotions, and releases negative energy. A great way to release built up stress. And so you get built up stress from all those things you're holding on to. Like I said, resentment, guilt, even just negativity. So this breath is 4 sniffs of an inhale and then 1 long exhale. So we're going to do that. If you want, you can add arms, and I'm not that far away enough from the screen, but your arms would go up a little bit with each inhale, and then they would touch like this at the top, and then 1 long exhale down. So whatever you have space for, you're going to sit up tall. So before we even do this, we're going to do a couple shoulder rolls. So tapping into this releasing thing. When you do shoulder rolls, a lot of us carry tension and tightness up here, and a lot of that is from you feeling stressed about those areas of your life that you'd like to have more exciting things going on, or to have less negativity there. So feel like you're already starting to release any blocks just by rolling your shoulders. Okay, then let your shoulders relax. I want you to take a really deep inhale And then exhale out of your mouth. Okay, so let's do 5 rounds of this releasing breath. So again, it's 4 sniffs, 4 like sniff inhales, 1 long exhale. So let's go at our own pace. And 4 quick sniffs, 1 long exhale. Two more times. Okay, just let your breath relax. I want you to sit for a moment. Notice how you feel. Sometimes the breath can have you feel like the energy is kind of like pulsations in the body. And those pulsations and the feelings you get after doing a different kind of breath are subtle like reminders that you can shift, that you can change, and that you can let go of stuff. So just that releasing breath, hopefully you feel like you released maybe just some energetic negativity that you were carrying. And then maybe you now know that you can start to find balance in those areas of your life and feel more opening to those feelings that we tapped into when Kimberly and Catherine were talking. So I hope you enjoyed, and that wraps it up. Pass it back on.
Thank you so much, both of you ladies. This was awesome. I feel balanced again, and it's a great feeling. Thank you so much, and we will see you all next week. Go to holistichappyhour.org for more information. Thank you.